Well, hi again, everybody. I'm Martin Bandyke with Music in the Morning. We are at 9/11 on this Tuesday, May the 16th, 2017. And on Tuesday mornings on the program, we talk to our neighbors in business, and the segment made possible by our friends at Northstar Bank. And I'm just delighted to have with us this morning Sava Lelcaj, the founder of the great Sava's Restaurant, and also the CEO of Savco Hospitality. Sava, good morning. How are you today?
Hey, good morning, Martin.
Thanks for joining us. It's so good to have you here. Big anniversary for Sava's on State Street. Has it really been 10 years?
10 amazing years.
How did you get started in the restaurant business?
Oh,
What's
boy.
the story?
So I got started bussing tables at the age of 13.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the late 90s at a restaurant that my uncles were friends with the owners and worked at the restaurant. So one of these greasy spoon mom and pop.
In Ann Arbor or elsewhere?
Actually, in the Metro Detroit area.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you started at the very beginning.
Yeah, started at the very beginning. Yeah.
And did you, this immediately inspired you thinking, okay, one of these days I'm going to open a restaurant and
Certainly
come to
not.
Ann Arbor. No. but this is what happened. And you got started right as the whole country was diving into this really horrible recession. And it was basically a depression for a lot of us here in Southeast Michigan, right around, just a little after Sava's opened. And yet it provided, in an odd way, a great opportunity for you. How did that happen?
Right. Well, I mean, it was just one of those things where, we were at the right place at the right time. And I was also able to take on massive risks that other folks would have probably ran from, including, of course, the Sava space on State Street, which was one of the larger footprints available in restaurant space. And a lot of restaurateurs were thinking, you know what, in this day and age, that size of restaurant with those rental rates might not be attractive. And we decided to take a massive risk.
No, this used to be the restaurant Zanzibar, correct on South State, right by Liberty.
Exactly. So we jumped into that space in 2009, and we always say we are recession babies. So we were born during the recession. And during that time, there were other opportunities that a young, scrappy restaurateur like myself would, have found attractive. Like the Babo location on Washington and Division, which was another one of those spaces that was vacant for about 2 years. And then we were able to move into that space at an unbelievable rate, which those rates and opportunities are not available now because the market has churned and there's way less inventory and way less spaces available. So we were sort of able to come in on the back end of the recession and take up some of these opportunities that were left behind.
Now, when did the Savco Hospitality Company get started? You're the CEO of Savco.
Correct.
Tell us more about Savco.
Yeah, so after Aventura opened in 2013, I woke up one morning and I'm like, oh, I'm no longer a restaurateur. I'm kind of running a company. And, this is a path that a lot of entrepreneurs who tend to grow and just kind of take the organic path sort of find themselves one day realizing that they're running a company rather than running a restaurant.
Sure.
And that's when we formed Savco Hospitality. That is the management group that sort of supports the restaurants and the growth and the leadership of the restaurants and the stores and the catering company. So I've spent the past couple of years really building that up because I realized that foundation would be really necessary for us if we continue to grow, which, for a company as young as ours and as energetic as ours, there's a lot of pressure to grow and there's a lot of great opportunities and, we're not done creating and innovating and bringing new concepts to the community here. So
what's on the horizon this year in 2017? Can you give us a peek at what's going to be going on?
Well, this year we are still doing some internal building, so things that aren't quite obvious, but we are looking at a couple of restaurant spaces. So the restaurant side of the business has always been our most dominant side, which is Sava's and Aventura. So we're looking to add a third themed restaurant, perhaps, to the dynamic. So we're looking at different spaces and different areas and really trying to land on the right opportunity for us to do something really,
and the
really
same,
huge.
And the same vision, locally sourced, diverse
Yes.
cuisine. That's part of the philosophy.
Absolutely,
with you. Yeah.
absolutely.
How many people do you employ as CEO of Savco Hospitality? How big is the company at this point?
We've got just over 300 employees at this point.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. And I know most of their names.
That's so great. For someone who started off as bussing tables back in the day, you've done pretty well for yourself.
It's really incredible.
Sava.
It's really incredible. And, I still enjoy every facet of the business. I love every piece of the restaurant. And, I've been able to maintain that passion, and my team has been able to sort of drive that passion and continue to find more passionate, enthusiastic people as we grow. So, it's been a really great opportunity, and being able to do it in Ann Arbor, of course.
It's a special city. I guess most of us all know that by now. Yeah. But you figured that out really, really quickly. This is not a cookie cutter community, and it doesn't look for that type of thing when it comes to businesses, and certainly not to restaurants. Yeah, mm-hmm. I think you got that figured out really quickly in your career. And I love the fact that you set off air from the very beginning at Sava's. You had 107.1 on in the restaurant, which
exclusively. Yeah. I mean, when I came in 2007, I really intended to weave myself into the fabric here. And, what's cool about Ann Arbor, too, is I'm not from here, and I'm sort of a transplant here, and they've, Ann Arbor's really embraced that and, really helped supported that. It's not like you have to be born and raised in Ann Arbor to get it. You just have to get them and give them what they need. And, we're constantly trying to give the community what they need and service the community in any way we can. And I think that's what helps us, dig a little deeper and just really connect at we're talking off air about that connection that you've got to create.
And caring and the passion.
For sure.
We could talk all morning, but I got to get back to it. One of our neighbors in business, the incredible Sava Lelcaj.
Thank you.
The founder, of course, of Sava's Restaurant, Aventura, and CEO of Savco Hospitality. Can I give the Savco website URL for info? SavcoHospitality.com.
Yeah,
all right.
absolutely.
Sounds good. Sava, pleasure having you here.
Hey, thanks so much.
Thanks for joining us.
Here.
One of our neighbors in business, brought to you by Northstar Bank, 107.1.